Ever since Hololive and Nijisanji planted their roots in Japan and expanded, the two have long been something of friendly rivals business-wise and very close friends community-wise. Particular members of both agencies are even fans of each other. They've shared the same problems, grew up in the industry while it was still young, learned from each other's mistakes, and had fans that genuinely wanted to see them get along well. This kind of dynamic is even also observed on the EN side of things. But with one issue. The EN branches have never, ever collabed with each other despite the clear chemistry between particular members. Vox likes Kali, Fauna likes Pomu, Millie and HoloID Gen 1 know each other from way back, Pomu and Kiara are the Romeo and Juliet of VTubers, Alban and Ollie literally just had an off-stream collab, and I could go on. It's quite an odd predicament, because all branches of both companies have been able to collab all this time. Cross-branch collaborations also happen, yet when it comes to Niji-en and literally any branch of Hololive, collabs seem to be forbidden. Fans have been feeling confused and often ask why they haven't collabed already. And because there's something of a lack of transparency between both branches, it's become a breeding ground for speculations. A point for tribalists to keep fighting over and something of a tear between the two branches. So, this video isn't going to be something history related, I'm just going to go over the speculations as to why both branches can't collab and try to address each and every single one of them. I've been getting this question a lot on my streams, so I figured it would be better if I just made an entire video about it. Now, before I continue, I'd just like to say to not pressure anyone or any of the two branches. Don't harass them. If you have your own personal rants, keep them to yourself, or if you want to write them in the comments, at the very least finish this video and be civil about it. Don't be a tribalist asshole. Anyway, I'm going to list down the two most common speculations for the collab ban. Those reasons being the Discord leak drama and the fact that Niji-en is now appealing hard to the Chinese fanbase. At first glance, one might think that these are actually plausible reasons, but when you think about it, it's really not. The first reason is the Discord leak drama. The short version of this drama is that, back in early 2022, Niji-en had a little oopsie, showing that they were quote-unquote shit-talking Holo-en. But this became something of a nothing burger at the end of the day when fans pieced together the context of the conversation. Past the knee-jerk reactions, the talents behind both of these dramas are 100% cool with each other presently and understand that this wasn't really anything serious. Really, the only people that still hold this oopsie personally are either tribalists or people who aren't really up to date with the current affairs of either agencies. Even then, the reason why the Discord drama is not even a good reason for the collab ban is that the collab ban was already in place even before this happened. On October of 2021, Takanashi Kiara has requested to collab with someone heavily speculated to be Pomu, and she had reported that it was blocked. She did not say who she wanted to collab with, and she didn't say who did the rejecting. People speculated that it was Pomu because prior to that, they were showing genuine interest in each other and made small implications that it was gonna happen. And when the collab was rejected, people pointed fingers at Hololive because they were the big, strict, evil Japanese idol company that restricts their talents, and that Kiara had been expressing her frustration about management at the time. Besides, Nijisanji would not have a good reason to block the collab since it would have actually helped Pomu's growth. A month after that, however, Selen would excitedly say that she and a particular zombie has been trying to organize a collab for a really long time. Obviously, we know who that zombie is, and she even tried to hype it up. A few days later, she announced that it was cancelled and said that they'd try again next year. This raised some eyebrows for a couple people, because Ollie has collabed with Niji-JP and Niji-ID before, so why was she not allowed to collab with Niji-en? This got a few people to rethink their opinions, that instead of the collab ban being from Holo-en side of things, perhaps it was actually from the Niji-en management specifically. Also, maybe it wasn't just Holo-en that they were blocking, but all of Hololive. It was confusing, because why? What good reason would there be to stop a harmless collab? Anyway, point is the collab ban was already there before the Discord leak happened, making that point absolutely moot. However, I think the underlying problem this speculation is trying to say is that Nijisanji and Hololive fans don't mingle well, and this point would only be exacerbated when the leak actually happened. But I think this isn't the case. If you go outside 4chan and a few loud tribalists, you can actually see that the majority of the fanbase are actually pretty chill with each other. The Nijisanji and Hololive fanbase, even in the EN side of things, have always been friends for the most part, and the fanbases of particular members even overlap. The only people that hate the idea of them collabing are either gachis, tribalists, or variations that may dislike it for other reasons, which are loud, yes, but are ultimately microscopic in scale. The few would hate it, but the overwhelming majority would not even care. In fact, the only reason people care about it this much is the fact that it's forbidden in the first place. The second reason why people think the collab ban is in place is because Nijisanji is appealing hard to the Chinese. But I still think this isn't it. Bilibili announced a festival with Lazulite as guests in November 2021, which was a day after Celine announced her probable collab with Oli, mind you. But again, this collab ban was already set in place long before this. Nijisanji didn't really start catering hard to China until Luxiem came along. And besides, a stark majority of the Chinese Nijisanji fanbase, which are Luxiem fans, don't really even care about the incident. The fanbase that Luxiem created are primarily new female fanbases that weren't into VTuber cultures until they came along. They're not the same fans turned antis that Hololive used to appeal to back then. In fact, some of them have even become fans of Tempus. And besides, if this was the reason for the collab ban, Luxiem wouldn't be collabing with V-Shoujo anymore, or any VTuber that associate themselves with a particular individual after she joined the group. You know who I'm talking about. So yeah, this reason is also very much moot for me. Come the middle of 2022, however, this whole debate would then be resparked when the Hololive subreddit was locking and removing posts with Nijisanji in it, and when pressed for questions why, T-chan, the official moderator, would write this, saying that there wasn't any kind of ban on Nijisanji on the subreddit, but rather that posts with Nijisanji were getting mass reported, spammed to hell and back, and would even devolve into arguments. This behavior from T-chan is also pretty consistent throughout their job as a moderator for the subreddit. Still, a lot of people pointed fingers at Hololive again, but didn't really consider the reasonings for the thread lock and removals, and the fact that T-chan is not really representative for Hololive as a whole. So some of their questionable ban decisions isn't really reflective of the company. But when Pomo's birthday came along, she said that she received a video clip of a greeting from a particular someone that she was explicitly forbidden to show. That someone heavily speculated to be Kiara, because obviously it's fucking Kiara. But then Kiara would do a stream where she would showcase EN members' handbags and items, then do a surprise reveal for Pomo's handbags, and would even excitedly mention her, meaning that Pomo was forbidden to show Kiara on stream by her own management, but Kiara was not forbidden to show Pomo's. This would again raise the point that no, it was actually Nijisanji's management doing the collab ban. But that would be confusing, because Pomo did a stream where Hololive merch was being showcased and management was pretty much okay with it. However, Kiara would later confirm what everyone already figured out when she said that there probably won't be any Hololive and Nijisanji collab anytime soon. But while on-stream collabs are forbidden, off-stream collabs, as we've seen with Oli and Alban, are 100% fair game. Which is absolutely confusing, isn't it? There's this very thin line between what the VTubers are and are not allowed to do, and where that line is what people want to figure out. This whole collab ban debate had the fanbases keep flinging shit at each other, but most of them ignored the finer details of what had happened. Nijisanji members and Hololive members are forbidden to collaborate, but no one has a really concrete answer or reason as to why. Most agree that it's utterly ridiculous, but what no one agrees to is who is doing the banning, which again is a cause for a lot of tribalism in the community. They're not forbidding to interact off stream or any social platforms or even YouTube chats, they are only forbidden to collaborate. Now, this is where I'm going to say my personal opinion, so this is the point of the video where you can stop listening to me. I've laid out the facts and now I'm going to try and rationalize them. You're free to do so on your own. I think the only thing they are banned to do so, it seems like, is to show each other on stream. Items belonging to the other branch is allowed, interacting on social media, being present on YouTube chats, playing together off stream, and mentioning them is allowed. But showing the actual VTubers for an extended period of time is the thing that I think is not allowed. As for the reason, I don't know. I can't think of a good reason for the ban to be there in the first place, and the reputational damage and community tear it would cause also wasn't a good deterrent, so at this point it's only the members that know for sure. I just think it's weird. Collabs are beneficial for both branches, it wouldn't cause the kind of damage many people like to think it does, it would kill tension from both sides, eliminate harmful rats, and even have tribalists coping and seething. It would be kind of healthy for the community as a whole. The two biggest EN VTuber branches in the world doing something like this sets a statement in the industry, and that statement is not a really good one. I think it's futile at this point to speculate which side is doing the banning, but if you want my opinion, I think the instances we've seen so far suggests that it's Nijisanji, due to the apparent blanket ban on Hololive as a whole, which included Oli and HoloID. Then again, I could be wrong, and even if I'm right, I think it's just not right to accuse anyone of batshit insane things. I do think they need to be more transparent about it though, because vague stuff like this is the favorite breeding grounds for rats. Both Hololive and Nijisanji likes to say that they don't want that kind of thing, but the lack of transparency doesn't help. What we can see so far is that regardless of who initiated the collab, they've mutually agreed to follow it and the members are still friends, so that's that. However, despite that, I still think we need to respect their decision. Collab begging is just as terrible as collab blocking. People kind of overestimate how much Niji-en and Hololive members would want to collab. Some members absolutely want to do it, yes, but it's not like any one of them are begging their management or losing sleep over it. So yeah, this video is just here to list the incidents in the past that hinted at the collab ban and address the common rats that may be harmful to the reputation of either branches. Just a quick one while I'm still out. And as you might have noticed, the mic quality is shit because I'm not at my home. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.